right side and one on the left. A worker fixes the sheets with a spot welder. Welding robots then take over to ensure they're 100% secure, welding over 100 spots in the space of 4 minutes. Once the roof is in place, the cabin is complete. This process is fully automated. Next, the cab is coated to prevent rust. Before the painting process can begin, the workers manually seal all corners and edges of the cab with silicone to prevent moisture from seeping in.
Is TVM. TVM delivers breaking stories, global headlines, and the moments that matter. From exciting sports action to exclusive local events, we keep you connected. Celebrate our culture, people, and voices with powerful documentaries and inspiring stories. Experience premium entertainment, from trending music to urban lifestyle and beyond. Grow your spirit with life-changing messages and uplifting perspectives. Lead the way with bold conversations, fresh ideas, and thought-provoking shows. Wherever you are, whenever you want, watch TVM on all your devices. TVM, your world, your network.
Hello, good morning. Welcome to TVM Express this morning. Today being Saturday, the 14th day, the 13th day of September. And we're reaching you from the old city of Warri, Ogono to be precise, the Dugbo Estate, Delta State. I'd like to welcome you to today's edition. It's going to be a wonderful experience. TVM Express is a spotlight program. It's a general interest program. We'll bring different segments to you. We look at the news, we look at lifestyle, we look at sports, we look at politics, we look at events that are happening across the country. And today's edition is going to be very, very wonderful. We have two wonderful guests in our studios we'll be talking to in a short while. My name is Francis Pesci, like I did say. We have Comrade Priye Joseph CPJ. He's a media entrepreneur. He's a political analyst, a social political development analyst, and we'll be looking at the issue surrounding Nupeng, the Truck Drivers Association, and of course Dangote Refinery. The hue and cry about unionism, the need to join a union, the need not to join a union, and there have been threats of strike. There was a 2-day strike, and we heard the government through the DSS have called them for a parley coming up next week. And we just want to look at issues surrounding it. What are the reasons for the strike? Why the strike? Why they need to join a union when a firm is not interested in being the union? We'll be right back in a short while. Just stay with us. This is TVM Express. I'd like to say good morning and welcome.
Sometimes I feel lonely when they'll turn abandoned. Hey, then I realize that you have a history of being faithful and never to fail.
Yeah. And so welcome back. Today we are talking with Comrade Priye Joseph, media entrepreneur, socio-political development analyst. Good morning, sir. Good morning. I formally welcome you to the program. Okay. We're looking at the Dangote issue. Now, for a layman, tell us, what is the issue? First, what is the issue?
Okay, thank you very much. Actually, what really happening present concerning Dangote and Nupeng? For clarity, we are followed by Nupeng is a Nigerian Petroleum Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers.
Yes.
It's one of the 46 industrial unions that are affiliated with the Nigerian Labour Congress to regulate the activities of oil and gas workers in Nigeria. That's to protect workers' rights, to advocate for better working conditions of oil and gas workers in the country, to protect the economic benefits of the oil and gas workers in the country, promote education, training, also foster international relationships. Yeah. Nupeng is globally recognized industrial union. The membership scope is open to pipeline workers, oil and gas crude workers, drillers, and among others. Now, one thing that we need to know, joining a union is not compulsory. It's voluntary. I'm a unionist as well. It's voluntary. If the terms and conditions, the objective of the union is okay, people that in that sector have to key into join the union to advocate for members' rights and benefits. That's the essence of unionism. Now, Dangote, what really happened? Dangote recently employed 4,000 compressed natural gas tanker drivers to distribute gas, yes, across the country. Yeah. Now, they now give an order that none of these 4,000 workers will join union. Dangote Refinery gave an order that none of these 4,000 compressed gas workers, tank drivers, shouldn't join any union in the country. Now, when you look at voting carefully now, Nupen view it as a gross violation of human right, freedom of association that's guaranteed by the Nigerian Constitution and 1999 constitutions. Now, the vote now to escalated resulted to the strike. Nupen have to give order, red alert to Trade Union Congress, Nigerian Labour Congress, and other union bodies, affiliated union bodies, for solidarity. And the whole thing escalated to a point that the average Nigerian suffered for it.
Okay.
So government have to intervene. That's when the government have to call all the key stakeholders in the sector, and they sat at the round table to resolve the whole thing last week.
The question I want to ask is, the truck drivers that Dangote employed, are they is it a compulsion to be members of Nupen?
No, it's not. Like I said earlier,
Yes.
joining a union is not compulsory.
So why is Nupen being angry now?
Now, the bottom line is that Dangote is a refinery, right? You own the refinery. Now, the bottom line is that Dangote don't want to allow Nupen to be part of the system.
Of his refinery system?
Yes, in terms of distributions, tanker driving, regulated activities, they don't want to do that. Like you can see that Dangote direct distribution system is aligned with the PIA. You understand? And if Dangote continue with that momentum now, Nupen will not be in the scene.
Would Nupen be relevant?
Yeah, it's not relevant in the scene. Will not be relevant in the scene. And that is the underlying clause there. That's the reasons Dangote give order to the driver that no, I'm your employer. Do what I said. Do it. And if they follow that procedure now, Nupen will not be relevant in the system.
How relevant is Nupen?
Now, look at it now.
Wait, let me ask you some key questions. How relevant is Nupen when refineries are not working? How relevant is Nupen when oil and gas workers are treated like second class in various companies? How relevant is Nupen?
Now when you look at it now,
when there was scarcity, how relevant is Nupen when people were going outside to buy fuel in the country?
now, okay, when you look at it now, the whole thing is still boiled down to governments. Because government have to come up with some measures. When you look at the whole thing carefully, now, it's the average man that bear the consequences. Is suffering over this situation now. Now look at it's a union. When you look at it now, because the government give them the rights. And when you look at it carefully now, Nupen has no role to play if there's no fuel in the country. Look at the refinery. Are they working? What is the effort of Nupen to revive the refineries?
I'm asking you.
Yeah, there's no effort there. And that's why I said that the government have to come in to give them a boundary to operate. Because it's not a compulsory for me to join your union. I'm a unionist. I have a union. I'm the national coordinator of Presidential Ability Beneficiaries Initiative.
Let me ask you now. Is what Nupen doing right?
Now, I have to give
Is it right?
I have to give
You are a member of Nupen?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Yeah.
The question is, what Nupen is doing, is it proper in this situation?
Now, when you look at the voting holistically,
Yes.
yeah, number one is a union
Yes.
that all oil and gas workers need to be involved in it. You understand? But it's not compulsory. It's voluntary. If I want to join, I will join. Okay. Then, Dangote Refinery is oil and gas sector, right? Workers need to join according to their own perspective. Workers in that refinery need to join because they are in the oil and gas sector. Now, it's not compulsory. It's not compulsory for someone to
Be
work
a
with
member
of your union. But now, what Nupen is doing now, they are trying to force people
To join the union.
which is not fair.
Which is not fair.
It's not fair.
Now,
And from the Dangote perspective, Dangote also giving an order to his workers not to join. It's based on his own interest. Now, when you look at it now, if Dangote continue to maintain that momentum, will not be beneficial to Nupen. Nupen will not gain.
So
and that's the issue.
basically, what Nupen is fighting for now is along the line, their relevance will be seen.
Yes.
They will not be relevant in today's society.
Yes. If they continue in that
If they
momentum
continue
now,
this
the
trend,
other
people
we
might
will
opt
establish.
out.
Yes, we will
Opt
establish
out,
their refineries, and the same that we follow Dangote trend.
But
Not to include not to
Comrade.
allow their members to join.
comrade, there's this argument that Dangote said there's a union. They call it the Truckers Association. They don't want to be part of Lupeng.
Yeah.
There's a Truckers Association. And according to the news, they said they will build hostels across the highways. They will do lodging parks where drivers will stay. There will be welfare. There will be welfare packages. Is it not the same thing that Lupeng has for its workers?
But we don't have that. We have no such structure and plan for its workers. And that is the reason that Dangote, another reason that, no, if my people join your union, what will be the benefit?
No benefits.
Of course. Apart from advocating for rights and what have you, which is, I'm an employer, right? I must know what my employees need and address them without third-party interference.
So basically, as a union person
That
now,
Lupeng now is not acting as a third person.
Yes.
In Dangote's company now,
so-
Dangote said, no, we don't need third party.
let's look at it on a larger scale. What we are now saying is that peradventure Dangote succeeds. Unionism in Nigeria is gradually going to crumble. Can we say that?
No, cannot crumble.
Unionism will gradually start to crumble.
No.
Because if a large employer like Dangote, who has only 4,000, only truck drivers,
yeah, 4,000,
only truck drivers,
yes.
4,000,
Yes.
and they opt out of a major association, labor organization like Lupeng, are we seeing a gradual eroding of powers of unionism in Nigeria?
Yes, there might be erosions gradually, like you rightly said, because other big employers might follow Dangote footsteps. At the end of the day, unionism activities in oil and gas sector, let's limit to the oil and gas sector, will reduce.
Will reduce.
Yes, will have an effect, because if Dangote succeed in this case, and that's why you can see that other affiliated body supported Ndupe except IPMA on the ground that what Dangote is doing is aligned with PIA direct distribution system. So Dangote should allow to do that.
Okay.
So it will definitely gradually affect unionism in oil and gas sector, and that's what the people are fighting against.
Another thing I'd like to ask, the senior staff workers in Dangote refinery, are they members of Pengas?
Yes?
Are they members of Pengas?
Yeah, yes.
So if they, now the question is, this is a very, very important question. If the senior staff members of Dangote are members of Pengas, why is it preventing the drivers from being members of Nupeng?
Because Dangote don't want any third-party interference, number one. Then when you look at the student staff there, there's no issue. There's no issue. Now, this tanker driver, they always be on the way. Distributions.
They are the ones that affect us.
Yeah, the ones that affect. There might be diversions. A lot of issues will come into play. And Dangote don't want to allow such kind of issue to come out.
But let me ask you, I want to ask this key question. Why are they calling on strike for a matter of Dangote? Why are they calling strike for a matter that just is Dangote?
You see, it's not just Dangote. It's oil and gas. They are key players in oil and gas sector. They have been there because that's why I initially said that the government give them privilege, right, opportunity to operate. So they are very formidable. So they are voice in oil and gas sector.
Yeah, I know.
Across the country. So if today now, whatever happen in the oil and gas sector, they have a say. And that's what they are trying to let Nigerians that we have a say in oil and gas industry. If Dangote refuse to do what we want to do, allow us to these people to join our union, then we'll let him know that we have been operating in this oil and gas sector before he's coming on board. We are going to do it this way. And that's what is happening. And we look at it carefully now, it's the common man that will be affected. So whatever they are doing, they need to consider what will happen, what will be the effect to the common man. Now they are not considering what will happen to the common man. The two parties now, they are fighting for their own interest. Then what we gain? Try to avoid third-party interference in process of distribution.
But comrade, if I ask you, over the months, maybe over a year now, we've not had issue of strike.
Yes.
Dangote has been very consistent on fuel supply and fuel delivery.
Operations now, it's operations.
It's been doing very well. Why is Nupeng trying to distort the system?
Because the order Dangote gave to his new employees, the truck drivers, that don't do this. Don't join the Nupeng. That's the issue. Because there was a good relationship between Dangote. There have been a good relationship between Dangote refineries and all the industrial unions. Man, this recent development, you can see that Dangote gave an order that don't join the Nupeng.
Yes.
And what is the reason for that? Because now the distribution will be increasing on daily basis. The capacity will be increased on daily basis. And Dangote want to avoid by all means. And another thing, monopoly will come into play.
Yes.
If Dangote succeeded in doing this, you monopolize the whole system. Even now you have been doing that, but the whole thing will become excellent.
But let's just digress a bit. I know we have time. We have time limit. Let's just digress a bit. People are of the opinion that any business Dangote goes into, there's a tendency for monopoly. It's gone into Indomie. It's the only supplier. Has gone into cement.
Okay.
It's the biggest supplier. Has gone into fertilizer. He's the only one there. Now he has gone into oil, and he's the only one there. He's doing. They say the opinion is Dangote is doing everything to prevent any player from coming into the oil industry, and that's one of the reasons is preventing Nupeng from coming into his refinery. How true is that?
Well, it's not far from the truth, but the truth is that it's opinion. It's open to everybody. If you have what it takes to go into a business, nobody can stop that. That's the truth of the matter. For example, I want to establish a particular business. I have the needed resources. I have to go through process and I establish it. Definitely, whatever you are doing, there must be obstacles and challenges. It is your ability to overcome the challenges and get what you want to get. You understand? So the whole thing is it's an opinion.
Okay.
It's an individual opinion, and I don't believe that.
Yeah, as we are running off, there's a meeting fixed for Monday
Yes.
or Tuesday during the week,
Yes.
hosted by the DSS between the management of Dangote and also the leaders of Nupeng.
Yes.
What would you advise?
Yes.
that meeting?
Yes. There was a meeting before.
Yes.
They held a meeting and they came to understanding. There was a memorandum of understanding was signed by the parties, and Dangote, in that memorandum of understanding, Dangote Group also agreed to allow the people, his workers, to join. This issue had been resolved before.
To join Nupeng?
Yes, and the condition is that Nupeng shouldn't victimize the workers. Based on in the provision of the extant laws, it's a right for workers to join unions. You understand? For example, now this one is Dangote that giving an order. You are a worker, right? I'm a worker. I want to join. Now the person employing you give you an order, don't join this. That was the bone of contentions. So in that meeting now, they have to review the memorandum of understanding they had earlier. What the parties agree. In that meeting, TUC was there, Nigerian Labour Congress delegation was there, Minister of Labour and Employment was there, DSS was there. So all the critical stakeholders, key players in the oil and gas sector, they were there. And they all agreed that, okay, go ahead and did it. Within 2 weeks, on the 9th to the 22nd, that both Dangote Refinery and Nupeng should work together, the union members can join voluntarily. And they agree. Recently now, I think 2 days ago, another drama. Dangote.
So there was a breach.
Yes.
What is the breach?
Now, what happened now? I would not actually know what really happened that made Dangote Refinery to breach the agreement, the memorandum of understanding they had. They gave them tickets, they were operating. Suddenly, the ticket that the stickers that the Nupeng gave Dangote gave an order, they removed the sticker from their trucks.
All right.
So the whole thing is, the key thing is Dangote don't need third-party interference in the distribution system. That's the key. And Nupen said, no, we have been in this sector before you are coming on board. We must be involved.
So can we say it's a fight of giants?
Of course. And we are the ones.
And so like the way two elephants fight, we are going to be the ones to suffer.
Of course, when the 2 days warning strike,
Yeah.
you know what happened? That Monday,
And I said
no fuel.
it was the day that they opened school.
Yeah, no fuel, no movement, no vehicular movement, a long queue on the filling station. They shut down depots. You can see how complex, difficult it is.
All right, Priya, thank you very much.
Welcome.
We hope that this Dangote Lupeng saga will come to an end.
Definitely.
Because at the end of the day, it is you and I, the common people,
Yeah.
that will suffer. The meeting is fixed for Monday, and we hope they will come to a resolution.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Welcome,
I hope
sir.
when we call on you again, you'll come to our studios.
Thank you, sir.
Have a very wonderful day.
You too.
I've been talking with Priye, a social development economist, comrade, and I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see him once again. Once the embroglio is over, we'll call him to the studios to come and talk to us. Stay with us. We'll be right back. This is TVM Express on a Saturday morning. Good morning.
No matter what, I put my trust in you. The Lord will not fail me. The Lord will not fail me. No. The Lord will not fail.
tower, the Lord will. Even when money fails, the Lord will not fail. No, the Lord will not fail.
Women's Afro Basket Championship here.
Welcome back to TVM Express. If you join us, this is TVM. We're broadcasting from the Oil City Warri, Delta State. And we have another guest in the studio, Dr. Segun Manuel. He's a consumer service expert with about 2 decades in experience in business development. He is a certified customer service professional, a certified management consultant, a fellow, Institute of Management Consultants, member West Africa Association of Customer Service Professionals, Trainers Network. He's a learning and development professional. He's an IFC, that's World Bank trained face-to-face facilitator. He's a SMEDAM certified business development support provider. He runs an institution, Smokeville Solutions, a leadership and development company, and also founded the Warri Business Mentoring Class. He is married with children. Your CV is great.
Good morning, sir, and thank you for having me.
Yeah, good morning, Segun. How are you?
I'm awesome.
You're looking good.
Thank you so
How's
much.
the
for having
business?
me. Good. Business is good, doing well.
So let's talk.
Yes.
Service delivery,
Awesome.
Nigeria. How can you quantify or qualify service delivery in this country? In all facets, before we deal with particular facets,
Okay.
service delivery.
So, first of all, let me say congratulations to TVM.
Thank you.
Excited to be here on this broadcast today.
Yeah.
Good to always see people trying to, deliver this kind of service to our people. We're talking service delivery.
Yeah, we're
this
talking
morning.
service delivery.
So I would tie that to the question you just asked
Yes.
just now on service delivery generally in Nigeria.
Yeah.
The kind of service people deliver is dependent on the quality of the way of life of the people. So you cannot differentiate or separate service from the way the people are living their life. So we cannot say we are people who are living woke and trying to be woke in everything we do, like this Gen Z people are doing right now, where if you ask a question, they would reply you with a question rather than answer the question. We live in the Oil City today where if somebody says, "How are you?" it's based on how I'm feeling that I will answer and not the fine that I'm supposed to answer. If somebody asks you where you are going, the next question is, why are you asking? Instead of answering, okay, I'm actually going here. So that cannot be differentiated from the way we are delivering our services, because your service is actually from what is in you. You cannot give the service that has not been imbibed, right? It is what you give to yourself at the end of the day that you can give to the customer. So service delivery generally can be judged in any area based on the way the people are living in that area. So many people go to sane society. When I say sane societies, I do not really mean.
I understand.
But you understand what I mean.
Yeah.
Right? People go to those societies and see that the quality of service delivery there is different because of the way the people live there. In those societies, you see that everything is in order. The society is saner, is calmer, is cooler. And so their responses follows in what they have imbibed, right?
Let me ask.
So I'll end with this to say that service is based on the culture of the people.
Let me ask, from what you said, you see that we don't respect ourselves because you go to senior societies, service delivery is also termed respect.
Yeah.
Are you getting it?
Yeah.
You see that we don't respect ourselves over here. That's why we get this distorted service delivery. Would I say it's respect?
So you see, in all fairness to us, we give respect based on a lot of factors. You can agree, sir. If you go to, not putting down any organization, but if you go to our family meetings, let's even bring it home. Respect is given to people based on what they can.
What's in your pocket and what you can bring.
I didn't say that, right?
Yeah.
If you go to even organizations, go to, I don't want to mention organizations, but if
Religious organizations.
okay, you've just gone there now. You
Yeah.
go there, you see that there's the level of respect that is given is based on, and so it has eaten across us. So if you go to business places today, the receptionist is scaling you and seeing if I need to address this one rightly or I don't need to address this one right. It's because it's the culture that we have imbibed, growing up as a family, growing up in the society. That culture is what we have brought into the business place, right? So that quality of delivery, like I said, is based on what we experience, what we have imbibed, is what we give out. So if we want to change it and be like those senior societies where people respect you not based on what you have, they respect you because you are human. Human rights are working and function out there. When you come in, oh, this person came into my shop. Because he came into my shop, I owe him that respect. In those senior societies, there's respect for those ahead of you, and there's regards for those coming behind you. I'll say that again.
Yeah.
There's respect for those ahead of you. There's regards for those coming behind you. So we're not just talking service delivery today. Let's talk to our people. If I respect you, it is because maybe I've seen where you are. The man ahead of you, like one of my mentors told me, you have already seen what the man has become. I've seen Francis Percy. He has done all the things he has done. I know him. But the man coming behind me that I don't know,
I don't give him that regard.
if I don't give him that regard, that man's future and possibility, I've not seen it already. He can't become anything tomorrow.
Yeah.
Can't become the governor. He can't. You remember the story of Goodluck Jonathan?
Yeah.
How he was treated before he became president. When he became president, did you see the difference? You have regards for him where he is behind you. Tomorrow he can be ahead of you. It's the regards you show him when you didn't know his potential, you didn't know his possibilities. That is the regards and respect he will give to you when he finally comes into his place. So everyone in business, and when we're talking service delivery, you must have respect for all and then have regards, even though you think that that person is not up to you, because that person has the possibility of becoming anything.
Now, another thing I'd like to ask you. The way some of our businesses judge you is by your appearance. If you dress shabbily, they don't
They
give
treat you
that.
shabbily.
If you dress well, they give you that regard. But I've discovered that sometimes most of the people that don't dress well are the ones that really have this thing. Okay. Take away they're just the Eastern traders, for example.
Example, true. And it's not just Eastern traders, Mr. Percy. It's moved now. In those days when they were training corporate people, they told them that, look, you have to be able to size. It's called profiling, right?
Yeah.
You have to be able to profile the customer, look at the way he's dressed, look at the way he speaks. For example, if you walk into a bank right now, they can tell that you are a man of words, a man of respect. And you see, they give you that, they tell you while others are on the line, they say, please, sir, can you, there are some people on the line, there are some people they tell to come into the office, right, based on how they are dressed. But that is gradually changing. With the Gen Zs and the next generation that we're going into now, their level of what is not based on what they are wearing. Many times their level of what is not based on what they are saying, right? You can tell some of the richest men in Nigeria today, maybe not the ones at the very top, but some of the wealthiest people around do not dress in a way that, but then if you are a very smart person, you can tell, right? The way they smell, the way they comport themselves, the way they, the way they walk, the way they talk, right? But like I said, that way was what was before, and it is changing. Mark Zuckerberg today does not wear a suit.
Yeah.
Normally, he only wore when he was going to
the White House.
Yeah, White House to see the president and all of that. Generally, if you see all these IT millionaires, they generally don't dress in that way. And you come to Nigeria today, many of our wealthy guys do not wear the suit and tie. They are native, what they call smart casuals. Are you going to judge them now because they are not dressed in a particular way? So that profiling is beginning to drop, right? So, but the basic thing is this, and what we teach in customer service, is that you have to treat everybody the same way. Customer service is treating everybody the same way before you know who they are. What we practice in our society is eye service. And eye service is treating people, you know, nice based on who you know they are.
I want you to talk about this eye service. You are a service delivery person.
Yes.
What are the big differences between high service and service delivery?
Fantastic. So I just said it already, but I'll say it in another
Yeah.
format again. There's a thin line between customer service and nice service. Very thin line. Very thin line. Sometimes when you do customer service, people will assume that you are just being, they show, make them feel, say, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
they do make they like you, right? But if you do that kind of service based on who you know that person is, or based on what you want to get from that person, that's when it becomes eye service. So the thin line is everybody will sit in front pending the time you came to church. If you come early, you sit in front. If you come late, understanding who you are, you sit behind. So everybody gets the same treatment across board, whether they are wealthy or not wealthy, whether you have any factor you need to look at them. And then there are some organizations already practicing that, right? If you go to wherever as you come in, if you come early, you sit in front. If you go late, you go behind. Let's bring it to the business world. If the man comes in and is not dressed in a particular way, you don't attend to him shabbily because he's wearing a shirt and a knicker. There's a guy who, a very high executive in one of these companies who came into town and was looking for where to go worship. We're not particular about religious organization, but I'm just giving this example.
Yeah.
He was looking for where to go worship, and he asked his driver, he said, I'm looking for a place to go to where I can be free to worship God. And the driver said, oh, sir, I have a place that you can go to. They know they look, face, like we say, they know they look face for them. They will attend to you. He said, I go there anytime I get there. If I'm early, I sit for. They don't treat me based on the driver. And the driver recommended for the guy to go there. And when the guy went there, he actually saw that what the driver was saying was exactly what they do in that place. I said that to say this. If that driver had gotten a bad experience in that place, I'm sure he had gotten in other places, he would not recommend the man there. Same thing for your business. The man who is wearing short and t-shirt coming to buy from your shop and you attend to shabbily because you think that, oh, it's not the guy, it doesn't look like a guy, in fact, it's the driver. He is the one who will tell Oga where we should go and buy. He is the one who will tell Oga that that place, their own is too expensive. They have it. So he goes to wherever to buy based on how he was treated there. So how you treat the man down here will determine whether the man up here will buy from you. So if you know that, it means that everybody across the rung of the ladder deserve the same level of treatment. Everybody should come to you to buy and get that feeling that I am valued here. Okay. We're all humans, by the way. That's why we have these, rights, right? We have these rights that keeps everyone to say that no matter what level you are in the society, you have some worth and some value.
Okay. Let me tell you, this one is going to be a bit personal.
Okay.
One of your lecturers, one of your students, went to experiment it in a workplace. And what did she get in return? You be Obasabi.
Yes.
You two do. When are we going to run away from that impression that somebody who's really doing service delivery,
it's not an Obasabi?
People take him like Obasabi person.
So
when are we going to run away from it? Then at the same time, I want to ask another question joining this. You go into a bank or you go into a business place, the man at the gate is unnecessarily greeting you. Good morning, sir. Welcome, sir. Go, sir. How? Is it necessary?
Yes. So, simple point to bring these two questions together. If that lady who is delivering service, you want to assume that she's doing it to everybody at the same level, not because she sees that this is Oga's wife, or because she sees that this is honorable, or because if she does it over time, you will see that even those that hate her for doing it, when it is time to do it to the real, big man that comes in, they will point out because they have seen that it's a culture. And I will say this, customer service is not a destination, it's a journey. Many organizations, many individuals are on that journey, right? We start up, a young girl starts up growing up, she thinks that everybody would revolve around her. I don't want to use the word, but you know that song, they say everything revolves around you, right? She thinks that everything revolves around her because at that point she's thinking, I don't care. I don't give a damn about anybody. But she grows along. As she grows, she realizes that there are some people I need to pay attention to.
Yeah.
There are some people I need to greet very well because they are the ones that will recommend me when it comes to time for work or time for marriage. They are the ones who I will go and kneel down for. They are the ones who will be the father and the brother and the sister of that boy. You see her growing up and she starts. So it's a journey. Even in that organization where people are telling her that you are doing too much. After a while, when other people, copy that and it becomes a culture, and that's why it becomes something, she becomes a role model. Yeah. And it brings me to the next point I'm making, the carrot and the stick.
Yeah.
Leaders must begin to encourage good culture, and the culture of customer service is good culture. If you don't encourage it, people will see that it doesn't mean anything. After how way she do, they still sack up. So as leaders, if you want to build that culture, it starts from the top. You should not just, pay attention to customers only. They said if you pay attention and take care of your staff, they will take care of your customers. Your business will continue. So you cannot expect from the staff what you have not given to them. Meaning that if you are not taking care of the staff are your first customer, right? As a business owner. Your staff are your first customer. How you treat them in the presence of the customer will determine how they will treat the customer in your absence. I'll say that again.
That's great.
How you treat your staff in the absence of your customers, what you give them, is what they will multiply and give to your customers when you are not there. And what they do in your absence will determine whether your business will be present or not.
Okay. Now I want to ask this question, and it's going to be a bit broad.
Yes.
Government is also about service delivery.
True.
Government
Yes.
is about service delivery. Are we having a government that is delivering on its services in this country?
Okay. So, like I said, service delivery is a
broad
journey.
Yeah.
It's a journey. There are several arms of the government that the leadership in those, and because when you say government, it's a huge thing. There are 3 levels, federal, state, there are 3 tiers, those and all of that. But in different arms, the service is based on the leadership. They say that everything rises and falls on leadership, right?
Yeah.
Yes. If the leader is delivering at his own sphere, in Nigerian politics, they call it body language. If the body language of the leader, you're laughing, bros. If the body language of the leader is on service delivery, you will see that it begins to trickle down. Remember, I said this is a journey. It cannot happen overnight. We already have a culture of where you they go and they come. Why you they ask me, right? We already have that culture of, asking question with question and trying to be woke. What they call woke, I don't understand. You know what happened in America just now with Charlie and all of that. But if we have that culture, it's not going to change overnight. It's not going to change overnight. So that's why people like us are here, to make sure that we drive this customer service message more into governance.
There are some sectors in government where people say, okay, service delivery is what?
It's key.
Ministry of Internal Affairs.
Yes.
Your passports, these things. Or is it 20 bed or what?
Yes, the minister there
is working.
So remember what I said about everything rises and falls on leadership? Remember when the Dora Akunis were around in NAFDAC?
Yeah.
It was just heavy delivery?
Yes.
It was working. So as a leader, in whatever sphere, and all of us are leaders, so whether you like or not. Father with his wife and children in the house is a leader in his house. How do you talk to your children in the house? That shouting you shout for them every time makes shouting become a culture. When they go out, they shout on their children. In fact, my children's teacher was telling me that my son is always saying, take responsibility, take responsibility. You know why?
He's hearing it every day.
I say it at home every day. As the leader in my house, when something is bad, everybody is looking for who's going to do it. Take responsibility. Everyone. And she told me, she said, my last child is always, trying to pick things and trying to be after everybody to make sure that everything is because of the culture that I've built with him in the house. So my question to everyone watching this program today, whether you are in business, whether you are in government, are you taking responsibility on the service delivery? How do you cannot shout for your staff and expect them not to shout for your customer. What you give to them, just like a pregnant woman, what the husband gives is what she multiplies and returns. You cannot deal with that.
But do people take responsibility?
So,
do people take responsibility for acts that are not correct or services that are not rendered? Do people take responsibility?
So one of the areas of
let me just say that. Look at the recent airport saga of that lady. Nobody wanted to take responsibility. Do people take responsibility?
So the thing is this again, like I said, in that team, if everybody knows that our leader is a responsible leader, and if this thing spoils or falls at any point, he will find out, and he will find out who. A responsible leader is the one who will sit down and find out, right? Many times, why all of this goes on, not castigating the civil service, but why this goes on mostly in civil service, you see those in, let's give an example, the general hospital. If we talk about the healthcare sector in Nigeria, one of the places where you expect good service delivery, but unfortunately you get the worst service delivery. And if you ask the staff there, they will tell you they have 101 reasons why they cannot deliver on the kind of service that you are expecting. Is because there's nobody there who's watching. Contrast pari passu with what is happening in Ministry of Interiors with the new minister that is there to tell you passport that will take this long before to get. Nigerians abroad can go into one place and in so number of hours, your passport, you will not just need to even come there and get it. It will be delivered to you. Juxtapose that with what is happening in Ministry of Health. Imagine that you have a minister there who holds the chief medical officer of whatever hospital to say, look, this is what I need to happen. And he follows through to make sure that if this doesn't happen, this is what must happen to you. Remember I talked about the stick and carrot, right? If you encourage good behavior continues. If you allow bad behavior and do not, penalize bad behavior will become a culture. And the thing about bad behavior is that if you leave it, it's like a, what's the word I should use now? It's like a disease. Yeah. Very soon it spreads through the body. And when that happens very soon, before you know, the body collapses. But, like we mentioned earlier, and again, everything rises and falls on the leadership in place. If you go to a church where the pastor is time conscious, everything in that church is time conscious.
All right, we're going to come back now. I'm going to ask you some questions, right? If salary remuneration affects service delivery. We'll be right back. We'll take a break now. We're still talking with Dr. Segun Manuel. This is TVM Express. Stay with us. We'll be back in a short while.
Hallelujah. Yes, Lord, we thank you because you are alive. And because you live, we live. Thank you, Jesus. Casting down my crowns before the living God. Casting down my crowns before the living God. I'm pouring out my own before the Holy One. I'm pouring out my own before the Holy One. Now I need you to just raise your hand and worship the King of Glory. Our God is great and greatly to be praised. There is none like him. Yes, our God is great. Thank you, Jesus. I'm casting down my crown, pouring out my own. I'm pouring out my own. I say you are the living God. Yes, you are the living God. Yahweh, the living God. Yes, Yahweh, the living God. Sing you are. Yes, you are. Yahweh.
So welcome back. I hope you have a cup of tea. It's a very quiet Saturday morning. And if you just joined us, we've been schooled by Dr. Shegun Manuel on service delivery. And we're having a good time here in the studio. So thank you very much.
Thank you
Before we left for the break, I asked a question.
Yes.
Does remuneration, salaries, affect your service delivery?
Okay. So
Or is it an innate thing in you that does not take into consideration what you earn? That's the question I'm asking.
all right. So two ways I'm going to address this. And number one is this: there are people who naturally just know how to take care of other people. Naturally are just nice. I'm just going to give this example, not any particular thing to people from that area. But if you have someone from Aqua Cross as a help in your house, you will see that they have a natural culture of serving.
Yes.
Right? As compared to others, maybe many of us from the Niger Delta area, right? We're not that, we're not good in it. So it can be natural. But also, it is something that is learned and part of work culture. So this is coming back to a remuneration that you talked about now. It is not based on what you are paid or what you are not paid. Because if you say it's based on what you are paid and we pay you this today, very soon, with the economy and all, that thing will not excite you anymore. It means that you will go back to not delivering good service again. So I will say this to the work culture and to people in the working class in Nigeria. One of the greatest challenges businesses have, I've worked with quite a number of businesses in Nigeria, and one of the major complaints business owners have is on staffing and the work culture of our people. You employ people today, tomorrow, after training them and all of that, because I do a lot of trainings, we go in, do customer service training before they resume, and they work for 3 weeks, they get another place that pays them 10,000 naira extra. The next morning you don't see them.
Yeah.
3 of them will just gang up and they say, the way our guy is talking to us, we don't like it, and they are gone. They are serving drinks in your lounge, and half of the drinks they are selling in the lounge are the ones they are bringing from back door. You're laughing, maybe you've experienced that before. Half of the drinks
around
they are
the club.
Yeah, they are bringing it from back door. Your business, the payments, they are paying into personal accounts. Your staff has their own private POS inside your business premises that the customer is using. So all kinds of things happening with staff. So no, it is not about the amount you are paying. So I say this to people in the working class. Once you agree to collect this amount of money to work in this organization, every job has its JD, job description, has its terms of reference, has its terms and conditions. Once you agree to it that I am coming to work here 8 to 4 p.m. and I have agreed that they are going to pay me 25,000. My role is a customer service person, is a front desk person. Everything expected in that role, which involves delivering good service, should be delivered. Your failure to deliver good service to the customer is saying to the organization that I'm no longer interested in working here.
It doesn't matter on the remuneration.
You know why it doesn't matter the remuneration? You saw the remuneration at the beginning and agreed and signed because you were told. If you were not told when you were joining it.
But Shegun,
yes.
Sometimes you should understand it. Sometimes you guys are too educational in this thing. As I keep on saying it, you guys are too educational. What about the day-to-day experiences? Somebody out of frustration, I want to work, and I get a job. As I enter the job, I know that this money will not take me home.
Okay, so let me before you land on this one, let me go to the flip side of it.
Yes.
The flip side of it is if you pay peanuts, you attract monkeys. And I say this to every business owner. If you pay peanuts, you attract monkeys. You don't want to pay the salary of an SSC graduate and expect them to deliver the job role of a master's degree holder, which is what is prevalent in Nigeria. Many of the job roles, the take-home pay is not enough to take the people home. You say, oh, doing business in Nigeria is hard. Working in Nigeria is harder. You didn't get that, bros?
Wow.
Doing business in Nigeria is hard. That's what the business owner says.
Yeah.
Working in Nigeria is harder
than doing the business.
From the customer perspective, from the worker's perspective, rather. So it's hard for you. It's hard for the worker that is working. Can you pay somebody 30,000 naira every day, bros. And you expect the person to come to work Monday to Saturday. Let's assume that there's no, and that Monday to Saturday they are coming from 6 a.m. in the morning to 6 p.m. in the evening.
So basically, I will ask you, as a consultant.
Yes.
Most of the business owners, they love cheap labor. Right?
Yes.
They love cheap labor, and cheap labor begets poor service.
True.
Can I say that?
Oh yeah, you are very correct. You're very correct. So I've said that to say that if you, I said it in the beginning, if you pay peanuts, you attract monkeys. When you attract monkeys, the only thing monkeys know how to do is scatter, is it not? Yes. But how do you, as a business owner, you have invested millions in your business. You set up the business, you registered, you launched, for example, you bought all the equipment, millions of naira, you rented or maybe you built the place yourself, millions of naira, you bought inventory, put in the place millions of naira, and then you go and get an SSC student who just graduated, who has not seen 1 million naira or not seen 500, and say, come and manage this 100 million naira business with your qualification and your experience as an SSC holder. That's at paying peanuts because you want to pay 30,000 naira. The graduates are asking you to pay them 150. What is not be juju be that when they talk for this where you go invest, you invest 500 million, and you are bringing people who have not seen 100,000 to manage the 500. Remember that it is just is the management of that business of those people that will help you make your 500 million back.
Can I punctuate you here?
Yes.
This is getting more interesting. Can I punctuate you? Let's dovetail to Niger Delta. The average Niger Delta man,
yes,
who runs a business, does not want qualified people in his business.
Why?
I'm asking you. You are the consultant. Yeah. Why don't they want really qualified people in their business? People who knows their onions. They would rather go for people they think they can dominate and pay cheap labor.
So
why?
That's the thing. The culture of the Niger Delta man is very, let me use the word dominating. The typical Niger Delta man wants to be in charge, right? What you see in other clients is that I'll set up a business worth 1 billion naira. I'll bring a manager and pay him 3 million a month to manage my one, because I know my 1 billion is there. If you see businesses that outlive families, sir, I'm sure you saw, I don't want to mention names, but great businesses those days in this city even.
They've gone.
That is how the Arabs came in. We saw the structure that they brought, and they said, oh, this is my hotel. You bring one Lebanese guy, he knows that he will not take anything for anything. Everything must be done as he said should be done. That was then. But now, somebody invests 500 million in a business. He wants to be part of the day-to-day running of that business. The typical Niger Delta man. He wants to come there and say, hey, you, don't do this, don't do that. Even when he does not have the experience of running the business. Consultants like us, many times we tell them, Oga, this is a transport business. Have you done transport before? Say, no, my friend, don't do. I know how. Have you, how many fleets you don't manage for? You get any filling station or how we go take the manage for? He said, no, we're going to look. Oga, the things that you are not looking at now are the things that will run down this business because you do not have the experience in it. But
the ownership mentality.
The ownership mentality that says that because I invested the money, I must be the one to. There's a difference between ownership and management, right? That's why they have different boards of owners, and then boards of the management, managing director and his team, managing the day-to-day running of the business. The typical Niger Delta man, and not just typical Niger Delta man, business owners in Nigeria don't understand that. They think that because I brought the money, I must be involved in the day-to-day running. And when they get involved in the day-to-day running, because they don't have the experience, they bring a lot of sentiments in. That's why you see them employing their brother. My brother go help me manage them. My mama's sister picking go help me. And then when they bring those people in, the bane of the problem of those businesses comes mostly from those family members. You know why? They also have that ownership mentality. Now my brother gets them. So if I don't come early, it doesn't mean anything. Nothing can happen. And once, remember I said that these negative things are like diseases. Once it begins to spread, you will see, I did not do a brother anything now. He come late yesterday, nothing happened to him. Me too, I can come late today. It begins to, that's why you see, bros, a lot of the businesses that have started in this area don't stay 2-3 years. They start with all the fun, fear, and excitement, but there's no plan for continuity. There's no plan for, to stay over time. And that's because of the kind of management they put in those businesses. look at people from the West, I'm just giving them as an example.
Of course.
You see that the person who owns the business, most times, is not involved in the day-to-day running. He's in the ownership, but in the actual running of the business, there's a board, there's a managing director that people report to day to day.
Okay,
I'm not saying they must leave generally,
Yeah, of
because
course.
their business has not gotten to that level.
I know.
But they must give some form of, authority to people to run it, especially when they don't have the experience to run.
As we go close, I want to ask you, this one is personal. You are a consultant, service delivery consultant. Your bio is large. What are the challenges? Maybe you go to a company, you tell the company, I want to do this for your staff. They say no. Or this, they say yeah. What are the challenges you encounter every day in this service delivery? Because sometimes you don't even see it in our culture. So what are the challenges you face in this your business every day?
So first of all is the fact that many of the business owners and those running businesses do not have an idea of what service delivery is. So in their minds, I see say, I get some money, I do one contract, or they share one money for our community, I want to start business. They just go and say, which business I go? Some of my money go reach. Make us start to sell traveling bag. Meanwhile, the community where they are, where they want to start that traveling bag business, people don't travel there. What people use to keep their luggages is Ghana must go. But then you buy, expensive traveling bags and put them in a shop with the mindset that the customers will come. What we advise, and this is with understanding for business owners who have the understanding, you first of all identify a need. Identify the people that have that need, and then see how you can go and solve the problem that the customers have. So service delivery starts from idea manifestation.
Identifying a need
first. So you have in the product development, you have already identified who needs before you develop a product. People in Warri don't have this.
Just like as we are.
Yes, if they want this or they need this, this is how they will need it. In that product phase, you're already looking at service delivery. Many business do not look at service delivery. They just start the business, and it is along the line when they are going on before they now realize that this thing people are complaining is because you didn't start it from the beginning. So for us as customer service people, what advice is this? If you are going to start a business, let's talk first. Let's see who you are serving. Because many businesses, bros, that started in particular areas do not have the people that they should serve in that area. And one of the things that supports business is closeness to the people.
Yeah.
If you set up a business that is far from the people that you are supposed to serve, it's a waste of time from the beginning. It's only a matter of time for that business to close down. So another thing we see is that we do not have too many professionals in the field. And so that's why the association like the West African Association of Customer Service Professionals that manages customer service across the whole West African sub-region is a fantastic one. And I'm a member of that. By the grace of God, in the year 2022, I was named the top trainer in that organization across the whole of the West African sub-region. So if you are working with someone like me, you are rest assured that you are having every area of customer service on lockdown. And then finally, number 3, is the fact that many organizations do not want to pay for training. Just as they do not,
capacity building.
They don't want to pay for the right people to work for them. When they have the people that are working, that do not have the experience that they need. The next thing you should do is, how do I build these people's experience up? And what we hear in the field most of the time is that when I train them now, they will not leave me and go to another person. What when you don't train them and they stay with you for the next 3 years? It means that without their lack of experience, they will kill you. And then many people think that this thing is expensive. If you think education is expensive, try ignorance. Okay. The most expensive thing is ignorance.
So you have portfolios in some businesses?
Of course.
Oh,
of course. Of course.
All right. We've been talking with Dr. Segun Manuel. We have been schooled. That's what I would say. We've been schooled today. And it's a pleasure coming to you. What advice would you say before you go? Advice to business owners.
So if you're a business owner, you're watching this program, you joined us from the beginning till now. By the way, if you join halfway, you need to go and rewatch this program. because we shared a lot of gems here today that can take your business to the next level. If you want to move from where you are, you can always reach me. I'm sure they'll be glad enough to share my contact details. You want to train, check me out online. I have a lot of materials, wherever it is, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. You can check me out there. Segun Manuel is my name. If you reach out, we'll be able to get more details to you.
We'll be talking with Dr. Segun Manuel on challenges and opportunities in delivering quality services to Nigerians. And it's a pleasure talking to you. I hope when we call on you again, you'll come.
Most definitely, I'll be glad to be here with you guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
This is TVM Express. We'll be right back after this short break. Stay with us.
This is TVM. TVM delivers breaking stories, global headlines, and the moments that matter. From exciting sports action to exclusive local events, we keep you connected. Celebrate our culture, people, and voices with powerful documentaries and inspiring stories. Experience premium entertainment, from trending music to urban lifestyle and beyond. Grow your spirit with life-changing messages and uplifting perspectives. Lead the way with bold conversations, fresh ideas, and thought-provoking shows. Wherever you are, whenever you want, watch TVM on all your devices. TVM, your world, your network.
So I'm working on projects right now. I've been observing developments and evolution of my
I was able to build the Conscience Empire and formal education.
In 1991, 4 years before them, a bank was formed in South Africa known as ABSA, which does, in essence, the same thing. In 1991, 4 years before them, a bank was formed in South Africa known as ABSA, which does, in essence, the same thing.
All right, welcome back. And that's our program for today, TVM Express. Well, we're broadcasting from Warri Delta State, Ogunu, Idugbo Estate to be precise. And today we talked with two wonderful personalities. We talked with Tony Perez, a socio-economic development consultant. We talked to Nupeng and Dangote, the embroidery that's happening. And don't forget, a meeting is being hosted on Monday, hosted by the DSS between Dangote Refinery Management and Nupeng on the saga of unionism. And also, we just finished talking with Dr. Segun Manuel, a business consultant, a service delivery guru who schooled us on service delivery. Well, TVS Express comes to your way every weekend on this station. We start about 9:30. It will take us to 11. We have other segments for you. We have what the papers are saying, the news, and of course, sports, and also lifestyle. So if you enjoyed today's program, join us next week, Saturday, for another exciting edition. My name is Francis Pesio Weifabo. I'm your host, and I'll be with you next week. Until then, stay tuned to our programs on this channel, TVM Express. Good morning, and have a great day.